Greetings. So today is in embedded programming. We shall see about the programming style and basic structure of a C program. So what does a structure consist of? A basic structure of a C program consists of 6 sections: the documentation section, link section, definition section, global declaration section, main function, and user defined functions. So the flow is this way. First comes the documentation, header files, then the definitions, then the declaration of the global variables, main function, and the functions. At the documentation section, the purpose against the documentation section is to comments on the describing the program. So you could have seen in all the kind of C programming where all the commands are given, so that you can understand what has to be done and what is the actual considerations that has been considered, what are the values that's been declared, and all the cases. The documentation plays a very important role. By reading all the documentation, one can understand the program. So this describes a program clearly. For example, you can see a description is given within the statement. You can see a slash with star, program to calculate the area of a circle, author name is given, and the date is given. So what is the main importance is it explains the program objective, it helps other programmers, and improves maintainability, and it is not compiled by the compiler. So just a statements to make you understand. So one can understand if the proper documentation is done. Whoever read it, he can understand the program. So what are the types of commands? One thing is you can mention it is in a single line and with a double strike. So you can, this is a command. So something like that, you can give this way, or else the commands can be of a multiple line with a slash and a star. You can give all your commands and you can end up with a star and a slash. And looking into the link section, the header files, this is the main part of your program. So it provides all the predefined library. So already all header files are available in the compiler, so that you can it's enough you include that. So if you wrongly include a header file, that again it will not be compiled, and again if you whatever header files are needed, you can link it in your program. So this is an example, hash include stdio.h. it's a common header file, and you have a math and you have a string header files. So you can see what I've given as a header and the purpose. stdio.h is input and output, standard inputs and outputs, and you include all that in your header file on your program. And mathematical functions can be included, string functions can be included, utility functions can be included, the date and time, all these can be included. And similarly, when you work with embedded applications, you can include the PIC files, header files, and whatever the processor files you're working, you can use that kind of a header file. For example, in case of a PIC, you can include as xc.h or p18f458 or any kind of a version what you're using .h. So on to the left, what I've given is an example. You can see hash include stdio.h. So when you have this header files, it allows the use of printf and scanf. When you do not have a particular header files, and if you use all the kind of statements, that will not be applicable here. And the next is the definition section. So you would have seen in all your programs you have a hash defined statement. So here what is given is the pi function is given as 3.14, that has been defined, and similarly a maximum of 100 value has been defined. So whatever you want to define, you can mention it as this terms pi for 3.14. this is just an example, and 100 you can mention as max. So wherever you want to use a pi function, you can go as a pi, you can use as for this example is concerned. So what are the advantages? It improves readability and easily modification, no extra memory allocation is needed, and compiler replaces before compilation. So that's easy to maintain and easy to program as well as to reading. And global declaration section. So here this is as a term says it's a outside declaration. So when you declare inside the function, it can be used only by that function alone, so that's called as a local. But when you declare it's outside the function, it can be used everywhere, that is any function can call it, so that is called as a global. So example, you can say here it's int count and float total or char name, something like that. So wherever you have mentioned count as int, and you can use there in all the functions, you can call that count in all the functions. Similarly, if you have used inside the main program, it can be a local, it can be used only inside the function alone, so that becomes a single function. It means that it is a local function. And what are the characteristics? It is accessible throughout the program. When you declare as a global, it can be called by any function, used by multiple functions, and again the memory need not be allocated more times. So it's enough that you allocate the memory can be allocated only once. So it's easy, the memory space that's been needed is also less, and its default initialized to 0, and whatever value you give, it gets included there. So this is a global declaration. So one should understand between the global declaration and a local declaration. When you write the program, you may know the variables or any kind of part, any system, any variables that need to be used by the whole program, or any variables that has to be used in only one function. So accordingly you have to define. Thank you. So the remaining we can continue in the next video.